power. Hear the thunder, it's like nothing else you've ever heard. Tons of metal, nerves of steel. Actions speak louder than words. What you see is what you get. Don't dare blink, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet till you see him walk the wild, talk the talk. Then Winston cup is smoking and the house is full. Around here they walk the wild, talk the talk, and tell it like it is. No bull. Ain't no dress code, ain't no box seat, but there's danger and excitement you can't top. Ain't no street course, ain't no timeouts, and just 28,000 horses you can't stop. Nothing like a team that beats with one heart when they refuse to lose. Right from the start, you gotta see them walk the walk, talk the talk. Then Winston cup is smoking and the house is full. Around here they walk the walk, talk the talk, and tell it like it is. No bull. Gotta see them walk the walk, talk the talk. Then Winston cup is smoking and the house is full, always full. Walk the walk, talk the talk, and tell it like it is. No bull. No bull. You gotta see him walk the walk. You gotta hear him talk the talk. Yeah, walk the walk. Yeah, talk the talk. Talking about a Winston cup. No bull. Talking about a Winston cup race. No bull. Oh, talking about a Winston cup. No bull. Yeah, talking about a Winston cup race. No bull. Walk the walk, talk the talk. No bull. Walk the walk. No bull. No bull. No bull.
Once again, your lineup: Doug the Fast Lane in car 50, 26, Pat Cardismentos, car 65, Brian Enos, car number 61, Guy Gabor, Clay Beasley in the 0, John Medina in the 6J, the 58 of Randy Beasley, the 60 of Stacy Medina, and the 1 of Bam Bam, Darren Beasley, as we get set to go for 8 laps. Green flag flies. And the graduate ABC landscape car of the Fast Lane, first into turn 1, out of turn 2 very smoothly. Brian Enos hanging on to second, Gabor charging. Lap number 1 is going to go to Doug Lane. Good battle for second. Looks like Gabor might have nipped him at the line, although there's still 6 laps to go, or 7.5, or 6.5 to be more precise. Gabor now slides into second. Enos hanging on to third, then well back in 4th place. John Medina in the 6J, the 26J of Pat Cardismento rounds out your top 5. Doug Lane continuing to be a pure stock leader this season, finding himself currently in 5th in points, only trailing Guy Gabor, who is in 4th by 8 points. So a very tight, close race once again. 3 laps in the books. Lane into 3 out of 4, looking for the halfway mark of the 8-lap East race. Gabor hanging on to 2nd. Enos still 3rd. Medina making some progress on Enos in the 6J car. John currently 4th. And Pat Cartismento in the 26J hanging on to 5th. Bam Bam on the move. The one of Darren Beasley moving through this field quickly. Now up to 6th position after starting well back. 5th lap in the books for Doug Lane. So Doug Lane now being pursued by Guy Gabor, the 61 car beginning to close. It is important to win your heat race if you want to be in the trophy dash. Less than 3 laps, now less than 2 laps left. Top 4 transfer to the main automatically, but the trophy dash requires that you win your heat. Gabor closes quickly on Lane as laps wane down. White flag in John Moreland's hand. Lane beats Gabor to the finish as they go by the slower traffic of Beasley in the 0 car. Enos still in 3rd. John Medina in the 6J still running 4th. Down the backstretch, Stacy Medina in the 60 now allows Guy Gabor a low shot. Can he do it? Doug Lane rounds off corner number 4, and he's going to be your winner. Gabor hangs on to 2nd. Enos is going to cross in 3rd. John Medina is going to cross in 4, and they're your 4th. They're your 4 transfer to tonight's Charterway Auto Recycler I.B. Benedict Auto Parts Night main event. All right, down the backstretch, it's Dahl starting up front in the 4 car, and then we have Kerry Hahn outside, Korstrom in the 9, the 10 of Sullivan, the 43 of Clark, the 75 of Joe Allen, the 11J of Boland, the 54 of Treadway, and the 99 of Kavanaugh taking the green flag for the first of 8 laps to decide who goes to tonight's Charterway Auto Recycler main event, brought to you by I.B. Benedict. Out quickly, Orville Dahl in the 4 car, trailed by the 92 of Kerry Hahn. Currently running 3rd, Cindy Korstrom in the 9 car, the 43J. Brian Clark currently holding on the 4th and final automatic transfer position. The 11 car, driven tonight by Tracy Boland. In 5th is Joe Allen up to challenge, however. Orville Dahl will lead lap number 2 by 6 car lengths over 2nd place, Kerry Hahn. Korstrom, 2 car lanes behind 2nd place Hahn. Korstrom in the, well, looks like to be a pink 9 car. Oh, we have a spin in the back stretch. That would be Tracy Boland. The 11J is going to keep the pedal on, though, and keep it going. So 92 Hahn hanging on to 2nd. Korstrom in 3rd. Joe Allen up challenging for 4th. The 43 car in the high groove is going to yield to Allen. That's Brian Clark. As Joe Allen now into the 4th and final transfer spot. Clark running 5th. And Kavanaugh up to 6th. Treadway 7th. Sullivan in the 10J 8th. And the 11 of the recently spun Boland currently in the 9th and final position. Orville Dahl nearly a half a straightaway lead as he speeds into turn 3, pursued in 2nd place by the 92 of Kerry Hahn. Then Korstrom, Joe Allen taking a look at Korstrom. And Allen with a nice exit to turn number 4. Gets out of the turn more quickly than Cindy, and he moves into 3rd place, possibly 2nd, and he's got Kerry Hahn up in the high groove, Joe in the low groove in the 75J. Less than 3 laps left, 2 to be exact for Orville Dahl. And the drag race to the start-finish for lap number 6, won by Hahn in the 92, but now Allen moves into 2nd place. Hahn now 3rd, Korstrom 4th, well back in 5th. It's the 43J of Brian Clark. White flag being shown to Joe Allen, your 1998 track champion in the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks. Actually, that checkered would be shown first to Orville Dahl, then Joe Allen. Orville now is going to cross for the checkers. He'll be your winner and transfer to the trophy dash. Allen will hang on for second. On in the 92, finishing third. And Cindy Quarstrom, your final transfer in car number 9 to tonight's IB Benedict Auto Parts Night for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks. Goes to the trophy dash. The first 4 go to tonight's IB Benedict's Auto Part Night main event. Your lineup again is Ramsdale in the 16, Allen in the 12, the 58 of Barberis, 96 Schaefer, number 97 Danny Gabor, and I can't see that outside car. In just a minute I will tell. That's 47J. That's Aaron Schenkel starting outside row 3. Then the 93 of Mike Graham and the 13 of Reeder as we're set to go. Looking for a green, and John says no. Some things just aren't meant to start, and heat race number 3 was one of them. Ed Allen obviously spreading some GM parts down the front stretch here at Stockton 99. He's sponsored by K&K Tire and Wheel, and he's going to have to call them right about now to get some repairs on the number 12 car. So we'll try to get this race started once again. We're on heat race number 3 for tonight's IB Benedict Auto Part Night for the Auto Parts Night for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks. 96, the 58 of Barberis, the 47 of Aaron Schenkel, 93 Mike Graham, and Reeder left. And we're looking for green. It flies from John Moreland's hand. Ramsdale out first. And he'll be the leader into turn number 1. Schenkel in the 47J manages to get around Schaefer, putting Schaefer into third. Schenkel now second. Barberis third. Fourth actually being challenged by Graham in the blue and black 93. Lap number 1 is going to go to Ramsdale. Schenkel, however, looking very strong in the 47 car. Looks like something out of the Dab stable. We'll have to check that. Schaefer in the 96 running third. Graham now up to fourth as he gets around the 58 of Barberis. Lap number 2 coming to its closure as Ramsdale leads, but Aaron Schenkel very strong in the 47 as we've completed 2 of 8 laps. Schaefer still third. Graham now fourth by himself. Reeder in the 13J several lanes back running fifth as he gets by the 58 of Barberis. Schenkel took a look at Ramsdale out of turn number 4, decided not to go for it. So down the backstretch, Ramsdale once again your leader. Schenkel challenging very hard up onto the tail of the 16 Camaro from San Jose, but the Big O Tires Monte Carlo not able to catch the 16 of Ramsdale for the moment anyway. Schaefer hanging on in third, several car lanes behind the 47 of Schenkel. Halfway through, a little more than halfway actually, as Ramsdale will come around for his 5th circuit, followed closely by the 2nd place of Schenkel. 10 car lanes or more back to 3rd place Schaefer, 4th place Graham occupying the final transfer spot as we come to the closing laps of this, the 3rd of 4 qualifying races. Schenkel begins to close once again on Ramsdale down the backstretch. Into turn 3 very hard. Ramsdale very smooth line. Schenkel looking for a way around, but Ramsdale won't let him at this point. 1 lap left. White flag from Moreland. Schenkel pressuring Ramsdale out of turn 2. Schenkel a little higher up in the groove. Ramsdale with the middle groove. Schaefer being challenged by Graham, but both will transfer if they can stay status quo or keep away from the 13 of Reeder. Ramsdale will hang on for a victory though. Schaefer will finish third. Schenkel second actually, and Graham in the 4th spot. So Adam Ramsdale had enough to hold off the very racy number 47 of Aaron Schenkel. Ramsdale will go to tonight's trophy dash, and he'll join the 50 of Lane, the 4 of Dahl, finishing second and transferring to tonight's IB Benedict Auto Parts Night main event for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks and car 47J. Aaron Schenkel, Gary Schaefer, accompanied by Yosemite Sam, comes in third, and the 93 of Graham finishing 4th. 57 driven by Johnny Bird, 94 Brenda Mays, 39 Chris Mays, and then the final competitor in car 21, Tom Boland from San Jose, out of turn 4, looking for a green flag. It flies, and we're underway. Lovelace and Touchstone side by side. Lovelace emerges from turn 2 as your leader. Scantlin hanging on to third. The first three separate quickly from the 77 of Wagner and the 94 of Brenda Mays. Lap 1 goes to Lovelace. Touchstone running second. And then the 6X of Scantlin hanging on to third. Now it's Brenda Mays, however, occupying the fourth and final transfer spot to tonight's IB Benedict main event. Wagner running in 5th position, and 67 Johnny Bird in 6th as we've completed 2 laps, and, well, not without problems. Tom Boland and Karen Wagner getting together in the main stretch. And Karen looking like she needs an oil change, has her hood up. John Moreland will throw the yellow. It comes out. Lovelace crosses. Then a touchy situation, Touchstone, and then Scantlin barely avoiding the 77, and then Brenda Mays will hang on to the 4th spot. And 67, Johnny Bird crossing in 5th as NASCAR safety crew and track personnel quickly to the 21 of Boland and the 77 of Wagner. Looks like everybody's going to be okay. We'll await official word, however. So we'll be on hold for just a minute. Your leader in car 19, Jeff Lovelace. Slowly into turn 3, Lovelace and Touchstone, accompanied by Scantlin and Brenda Mays, bring this field of Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks towards John Moreland's green flag. We're underway. Nice jump by Touchstone. Lap number 3 now. Into turn 2, out of turn 2 actually, Jeff Lovelace. Scantlin now up into 2nd, Touchstone 3rd, Brenda Mays fighting for 4th, but Chris Mays in the 39 moving up in 5th, as is Johnny Bird in the 67. Touchstone leads lap number 4. 3 or 4 car lanes back is the 6X of Scantlin, and 5 car lanes behind him, the 76 of Touchstone. A good 10 car lanes in 4th position is Brenda Mays, being challenged by Chris Mays in the 39. So Kenai Scantlin beginning to pressure the 19 of Lovelace. 76 Touchstone firmly in 3rd. I imagine he'll ride it out there, but the battle is also for 4th place among in-laws, I believe. Chris Mays in the 39, Brenda in the 94. And, well, Chris Mays has track position emerging from turn 2. He'll take over the 4th position as Lovelace continuing to lead. 3 car lanes behind Scantlin, 8 car lanes behind in 3rd position Touchstone, as he'll see the white flag. And then Chris Mays now 4th, Brenda Mays running 5th on this, the final of 8 laps. Lovelace down the backstretch into turn 3, middle groove. Scantlin very smooth as well, running 2nd. Touchstone and the like in 3rd, as it will be Lovelace, Scantlin, Touchstone, and the 39 of Chris Mays transferring to tonight's IB Benedict Auto Parts Auto Stop Auto Supply night. And that's a mouthful. But in any case, Jeff Lovelace will go to the trophy dash and to the main event as well, along with Kenai Scantlin, Kevin Touchstone, and Chris Mays. Young goes with them. Wenzel in the low groove, Young in the high groove, into 1, out of 2. Wenzel half a car length, out of 2. Young in the orange 28X. Jansen in the, well, the black 28, now moving up and challenging for 2nd. A very close race for that position, but it looks like Jansen in the 28. Well, the black 28 will move into 2nd. Wenzel in 3rd, and then the 32 of James Wright running 4th. Mark Mays trailing. Lap number 2 will go to Wenzel. Sean out of Stockton. Sean Wenzel, start-finish line. Lap number 3 now in the books. Vernon Jansen in the black 28 hanging on to second, being challenged by, well, the other 28 of Aaron Young. James Wright moving up smartly in the 32, and we have a very loose Vernon Jansen, but that's a good way to spin as he keeps both the Young car, the 28 of Young, and the 32 of Wright behind him, and, well, that was a nifty bit of driving. He doesn't lose a bit of track position. And he'll still be in second place for the moment, although very loose coming out of 2. Wright in the 32 and the orange 28 of Young unable to capitalize on the mistake of 28 Vernon Jansen. Less than 2 laps remain. Once again, only 2 cars transfer, so Jansen trying to keep the 28 under control as he's being pressured by the yellow 32 of Wright and the orange 28 of Aaron Young. White flag, however, as 13 Sean Wenzel is checked out, and it happened on the final lap. James Wright managed it to avoid. This is for the final transfer spot. Sean Wenzel wins by a straightaway. Wright finishes second in the 32, then the orange 28 of Aaron Young finishing third. So last lap spin, very costly for the black and yellow and orange 28 of Vernon Jansen. Your winner in car 13A, Sean Wenzel, in the second and final transfer spot. We got a green flag. We are underway. It's Calouette in the low groove into turn 1. Outside in 9J, Jeff Thomas now pulling by a nose length at least into the lead. Number 99, James Burgess running third. Then Randy Miller in the 38 and fourth. Bob Troll in the 9 following the field. Calouette hangs on to lead lap number 1. However, he's in the 25. Jeff Thomas in the 9. And the 99 of James Burgess hanging on to third. Randy Miller in the 38 running fourth. 2 laps in the books. Calouette continuing to extend his lead now on lap number 4. Nearly half a straightaway over second place Thomas. Thomas in the final transfer spot. Number 99, James Burgess in third place. They get 8 to 10 car lengths behind Thomas. Then Miller and Troll round out your field. 5 laps down, less than 3 remain. Calouette crossed for the 6th time. Thomas still hanging on to second. James Burgess unable to reduce Thomas's lead by much at this point. White flag for Calouette, well out in front. Thomas now 4 to 6 car lengths ahead of third place Burgess. Then it's Miller, well actually it's Burgess then Miller, Randy Miller, as checkered flag will go to Calouette. Second place will go to Jeff Thomas. Third place, by kissing your sister unfortunately, will go to number 99, James Burgess. Your transfer to tonight's main event, the 25 of Barry Calouette and the number 9 of Jeff Thomas. Coming up next, Trophy Dashes brought to you by the fine folks at Subway Sandwiches of Stockton, Modesto, and Sacramento. This race reads like the who's who of pure stocks. with Doug Lane, former track champion, Jeff Lovelace, second in points last year, Orville Dahl, currently second in points this season, then Adam Ramsdale, winner of main events and 2 trophy dashes in his young career. 4 laps for tonight's trophy, brought to you by Subway. Lane, Lovelace, Dahl, and Ramsdale slowly into turn 3. John Moreland high atop the tower, waiting to wave his green flag. We're underway, or at least under power. It flies. Very even at the start finish with Lane in the low groove. Status quo from the start, but Lane now pulling out of turn 2. Lovelace falls into second. Dahl battling with Ramsdale. Has low track position, looking to hang on to third. Ramsdale in the high groove, making progress. Up front, it's Lane, Lovelace, Dahl, and Ramsdale. They finished lap 1 as they started the race. We'll see if that changes. Lovelace a little loose, though. Orville Dahl taking advantage of it. Gets the 4 car in the low group around the number 19 of Lovelace. Up front, Doug Lane, very smooth at the moment now. Leads lap number 1, I guess that is. I thought it was lap 2. Dahl hanging on to second. Lovelace third. Ramsdale fourth. Doug Lane has 9 career Trophy Dash wins. Would like to get his first of the 99th season tonight. And the white flag flies for him. Orville Dahl hanging on to second. Ramsdale challenging Lovelace for third. Up front, though, it looks like trophy time for the fast lane. He'll come out of turn 4. He'll be your winner. Dahl will hang on to second. Lovelace gets a kiss from Ramsdale, but it won't matter. Lovelace hangs on to third. So a good race for the Subway Sandwich Trophy, brought to you by the Stockton, Modesto, and Sacramento branches of Subway Sandwich. And for the 10th time in his career, the first time in 1999, your winner in car 50, Doug the Fast Lane Lane. But he's cut off by the 22 of Woods. A nice move by Woods, and he's going to not suffer any track position loss as 17 Muma, however, back on the throttle and by the 22 of Woods, followed by the 19 of Joe Harold. 58 Scott Marino up into third. Your quick time this evening. The 22 truck is backing off and has a power problem or handling, quite possibly. So Gene Wood's night seems to be over in the Trophy Dash, but not for the 17 of Todd Muma. Todd Muma is going to lead lap number 2, followed closely by Joe Harold. 58, Scott Calvin right in the hunt as well as we go into turn number 3. Middle line for all 3 Ultra Wheel Spec trucks. Little loose is the number 19, Joe Harold. Little loose also Scott Calvin, but up front, Todd Muma, very smooth. Checkered flag in John Moreland's hand. One more corner into 3, very smoothly out of 4, and the Muminator will cross the finish line first, followed by second place Joe Harold and 58 Scott Calvin. So hailing from just south of here, Fresno, in truck number 17, notching what I believe to be, and I'll check my records here, his first win in the Subway Sandwich Trophy Dash at Stockton 99 Speedway in truck number 17, Todd Muma. And he didn't have one last year. I don't believe he had one the first year, so congratulations, Todd, on what I believe to be your first Trophy Dash win in the Ultra Wheel Spec trucks. Coming up next. Veteran drivers, as are Hammonds and Carollo. Carollo up from the pure stocks, but a veteran nonetheless. Into 3, out of 4, Treadway low, Chappell, Hammonds, and Carollo see the green flag. Angelo Carollo, great looking car in the 100, moves up behind your leader, Kerry Treadway, outside, hanging on to, well, first or second, depending on where they are on the track. Scott Chappell, very quick in that high groove. Lap number 1, and Chappell by a nose unofficially. Treadway, low groove, hanging on. Brilliant, smooth driving by Carey in the 8 car gives him a half a car length lead over Chappell into 3. Half a car length out of 4. Now puts himself in front of Chappell. Treadway, your leader. Carollo hanging on to 3rd. Chappell sandwiched in between in 2nd. White flag in John Moreland's hand. Treadway hard to catch once he's out front. Chappell can't seem to do anything but get farther back. Carollo can't seem to get around Chappell, so less than a lap left. Looks like another Trophy Dash win for Treadway. Chappell trying to hang on to 2nd from the hard-charging number 100 of Carollo. And Carey Treadway will take the checker. Scott Chappell hangs on to 2nd, Carollo 3rd, and Jeremy Hammond. So once he found his way loose, Carey Treadway awfully tough to catch. And for the 10th time in his career and the 3rd time in 1999, your defending 1998 track champion of the street stock competition, your winner, Carey Treadway. All right, it's Dabbs down the backstretch in the 1X. Kirby having a tremendous effort this season. Outside in row number 1, Robert Miller, your 96 champion, and Jason Philpott, winner 2 Trophy Dashes already, all underway as the green flag flies. And Kirby, a nice jump from the high groove, comes out of turn 2 side by side with Dabbs. Miller gets by Philpott, who looks a little, well, they both look a little off the pace, and up front is going to all be Kirby and Dabbs. Robert Miller, with all sorts of problems, will trail this field, but the race is obviously for first place now as Jason Kirby fending off Dan Dabbs for the moment. Kirby looking for his first Trophy Dash win of the season. Dabbs looking for his 3rd, and Dan Dabbs in the Big O tires of Hammer Lane Grand Am. Very competitive, but Kirby continuing to lead in his 90 car. Kirby with 2 main event wins, wants to add a Trophy Dash to it this season, and he sees the white flag first, but Dan Dabbs still challenging down the backstretch. It's now or never for Dabbs. Kirby by 2 car lanes into 3, middle groove, very slow, very smooth actually. Dabbs unable to pass, and it'll be Kirby with the win. Dabbs with a very close 2nd. Miller would probably be considered 3rd, and Philpott would trail, but Jason Kirby holding on. Dan Dabbs not able to get around. So for the 4th time in his career, currently finding himself I'll get it to you in a moment. I don't know where he is in points, but he won tonight's Trophy Dash. Jason Kirby, car number 90. More than once in this particular victory circle. You changed your number this year, but you still have the same winning ways. Congratulations, Doug the Fast Lane.
Thanks a lot.
Why the number change this year, Doug?
Well, I actually built the car for my brother, and he's going to drive it next year.
So is this a brand new car, or is this the 28 from last year?
No, it's a whole brand new car.
Well, you found the victory circle tonight. You're currently 5th in points. You did this last year, then you moved up to 2nd place. You had a great season. You're looking forward to the same this year, obviously. Can this car do it?
No, we're going to take a couple weeks off. We're not really running for points this year. So.
Well, obviously, you've got a trophy to go with. Well, if you're not running for points, you're still in 5th place. Congratulations, and a trophy from Subway Sandwiches. Good job, Doug.
Thanks a lot.
I'm going to move around the corner over here and go to your, whoops, I think I have the wrong direction here. We're going to have Todd out here in a minute, see what kind of arm he has. I don't know if anybody from Fresno can throw a football very well, but we'll see how that pans out in a minute here. So I think I'll slip over here and talk to a young man that's having an absolutely phenomenal season. I keep reading the stuff on the internet, and I keep seeing you winning. Jason, wake up. You're driving awesome this year. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I just want to say thanks to my crew, my sponsors. They're the ones that made this all possible. So,
well, whatever you did, what would you say is the biggest difference in your car last year? Last year you had a strong season, but this year you're crossing the finish line before the Welches, and, well, Dabbs is moving up quickly. What's the difference in the car?
Sponsors and a good crew.
And a good crew. Well, whatever it is, it's working. Congratulations. You're having an awesome season. Great job, Jason Kirby.
Thanks a lot.
And I think Todd is going to talk with Sonia. In the meantime, I'm going to go over and talk with your defending 1999 Street Stock Track champion. And you got 4 fast times already, another Trophy Dash win. What, do you just start where you left off last year, Kerry?
No, we're kind of behind where we were last year.
Well, you're first in points. At this time last year, you were trailing that #1 Monte Carlo, so whatever you're doing is doing it right. Did you do much different to the car this year in the off-season?
Oh, only after we got disqualified the other week. We made a few changes, and now we're trying to get the car back to where it was. So,
Well, have you solved all the problems, and can you tell me about what you solved?
well, we changed the differential in the rear end. We went to a locked-up rear end, and I've never ran one before, so it's an adventure.
What's interesting this year, some of the mainstays, Dabbs and, well, Jerry Tripp, among others, have kind of moved on, but it looks like you've got plenty of competition with some of the young drivers coming up.
Oh, yeah. Scott's pretty fast. We're going to have to be kind of careful with each other. There's a lot of fast cars out here. So the 100 car, he's doing really good for just starting out, so my hand's up to all of them. They're really doing good.
All right, congratulations. A man I've interviewed countless times in the victory circle, Kerry Treadway, Street Stock winner. Good job, Kerry.
Thank you.
All right, now we got the Moominator. Did I say that right?
That's right. Thank you.
Now, a lot of football players, we don't shave on game days, Todd. Is that part of your strategy today?
These whiskers have been good luck since Thursday.
Well, I don't see Gillette as a sponsor on your Ultra-Wheel Spec truck, so something's going wrong or right here. In any case, last year you had some good success at Stockton, but this is your first Trophy Dash win. What'd you do right or different?
The crew put this car together for me this time, and the track's nice and the crowd's nice, and you might as well do it with a good crowd like this.
Well, that's a good way to say it, but you owe me $1 because it's called a truck. It's not a car. So it's an Ultra-Wheel Spec truck, Todd. Fork it over right now. Now, at the University of Pacific, we used to play Fresno State, so let's see what you guys have here in your little football throw. Who's this sponsored by the way?
This is Red Wing Shoes and Moominator Racing, and maybe I can get it over that fence, and maybe I can't.
Trying to put it up in my announcing booth there, Todd. Jason Fensler can. All right, Todd Muma, your winner in the Ultra-Wheel Spec trucks. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to throw some footballs to you guys, and you can probably get them signed after the race. Hey, I'm impressed. You can play for me anytime. Todd Muma with the cannon. John Elway's job could go to Muma. I think he's using electric footballs, but a great job. Your winner, Todd Muma. Congratulations to all winners. We'll be underway in just a moment. Car number 43, Brian Clark. Then the 13J of Perry Reeder. The 94 of Brenda Mays. The number 99 of Rick Kavanaugh. The 26 of Pat Cartesmentos. The number 58 of Casey Barberis. The 67 of Johnny Bird. The 97 of Danny Gabor. The 11X moving up quickly. That would be Tracy Bolin. We have Tom Bolin in the 21. We have the 58 of, well, the red 58, that's Casey Barberis, and Donna Treadway in the 54, the 60 of Stacy Medina, and then Clay Beasley in the 0, the 10J of Amy Sullivan. Your lineup that's now underway on their second lap, being led by the 43 car, and that's driven by Brian Clark. Darren Beasley, Bam Bam as we call him, hanging on to second for the moment. The 99 car, Rick Kavanaugh on the move as well, hanging on to third. The 11X of Tracy Bolin, currently fourth, 25 laps, 3 of which have been completed to decide the final 2, well, possibly 4, but transfers in any case to tonight's I.B. Benedict Auto Stop Auto Supply night for the Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stocks. Out of turn 4, it's still the 43 of Brian Clark running very smoothly. Bam Bam Beasley hanging on to second. Rick Kavanaugh hanging on to third. The 11X being battled. That's the 11X of Bolin by the 97 of Danny Gabor, a name familiar to race fans here. Guy Gabor campaigns the 61 very successfully in these same pure stock ranks. 5 laps in the books for Brian Clark. as we have a little less than 20 to go for the semi-main in the pure stocks. We've got some action in the 99 of Rick Cavanaugh on the move at the time, but now he's going to be well back in the field as the 43 Brian Clark continues to lead with the 97 car of Gabor up into second. Bam Bam Beasley back into third, but now he's going to have to give that up or at least race for it with Tracy Boland in car 11J. Amy Sullivan in the 10 taking a high groove. Well, she's all over the track, as she is passed by your leaders now on this, the 7th, soon to be 8th lap for Brian Clark in the 43. Now Gabor up to challenge Clark as they go around the 0 of Clay Beasley. And Bam Bam Beasley in the 1 car having a good battle with the 11 of Tracy Boland as the 99 of Cavanaugh with another spin. Spin will bring out the yellow on this, the 8th lap. Your leader, Brian Clark, crosses the start-finish line. 2nd place, well, let me see what's going on here. Maybe I have got this backwards. We'll get it sorted out in just a moment. The 10 of Amy Sullivan and the 13 of Reeder as we get set to go back to green. And the running order at this time is unofficial, but boy, that is official that Bam Bam Beasley and the 99 of Rick Cavanaugh very hard into turn 1. Cavanaugh is underway. He's getting out of the way. Everybody being told to slow. And it looks like I can see Darren moving around. And Darren is climbing out of the 1 car. And Darren is all right. And he checks with Bam Bam Beasley and 7 up front, accompanied by the 43 Brian Clark, the 11 Tracy Boland, the 19, actually the 13 of Perry Reeder, Amy Sullivan in the 10, the 67 driven this evening by Johnny Bird, the 54 Donna Treadway, the 58 of, well, I believe that's Barbaros in 1 and Beasley in another. 58, one on the outside in any case is the Beasley car, 21 Tom Boland, and 60 Stacy Medina in the El Camino. Stacy, part of the Medina racing team, looks like she's having fun this evening. John drives a 6J as up front. Danny Gabor increased his lead tremendously for 1 lap to about 6 car lengths over Brian Clark. Clark being pressured by the 11 of Tracy Boland. Perry Reeder in the 13 rounds out the top 4. Lots of action well back in the field. Donna Treadway moving up, as is Johnny Bird in the 67. Nearly a half straightaway lead for Gabor now, as, well, we should be on the 12th lap, soon to be the 13th lap. And Danny Gabor will cross for the 13th. Clark's got his hands full trying to fend off the 11 of Tracy Boland. Reeder trying to take advantage. And now it's Tracy Boland up alongside Brian Clark. As, whoa, the 58 of Barbera is very loose, and it'll be lap number 14 for number 97. Danny Gabor. Lots of action throughout the field this evening. Brian Clark in the 43 running second. The 21 car of Tom Boland is spun in the backstretch, but he seems to be mobile. We'll see if he brings out the, he brings out the yellow as Danny Gabor crosses for the 15th time. Brian Clark in second, Tracy Boland in third, Perry Reeder in fourth. As we have completed 15 of 25 laps, 10 laps remain. Your leader in car 97J, Danny Gabor. Light signifying a little exit into the turn 3 pit entrance. Your field slowly down the backstretch out of turn 2 is the 97 of Gabor, the 43 of Clark, the 11 of Tracy Boland, the 13 of Reeder, 54 Treadway, 67 Bird, 58 Randy Beasley, 10 Amy Sullivan, Stacy Medina, 60J, and Casey Barberas, 58, as the green flag flies once again. And it's Gabor back out into the lead quickly in the 97. Had quite a lead when the yellow fell. Tracy Boland being challenged for the third spot by Perry Reeder in the 13. 16 laps now in the books. Gabor once again moving out from this field after the yellow, now 10 to 12 car lengths ahead of second place Clark. Reeder has gotten around the 11. So, well, the 11J of Tracy Bolin with lots of smokes heading toward the infield pits. Gabor continues to lead. Clark second. Reeder third. Treadway now up to fourth. And usually where there's smoke, there's oil in this business. So it'll have to come out for the third time on what should be lap 17, I believe. 18, and I slipped my duty there. It's back up to 18 now, and that's where we will go to yellow. So we're on hold for a moment. Danny Gabor, your leader in 97. 43, Brian Clark in second. Perry Reeder in the 13J, third. Stocks, your lineup in car number 97 up front is Danny Gabor, 43, Brian Clark in second, the 13J of Perry Reeder, Donna Treadway in the 54 in fourth position, 67, Johnny Bird in fifth, the 58 of Randy Beasley, the 10J of Amy Sullivan, and the 60 of Stacy Medina. Your field of 8 remaining. Slowly into turn 3, it is Gabor leading the field, accompanied by Clark. Field begins to accelerate, looking for a green flag, and it flies. We're underway once again. Gabor first into turn number 1. Brian Clark will fall into second place. Reeder trying to mount a charge, although seems to be unable to close the approximately 3 car length lead that Clark has at the moment, although Reeder able to pick up some distance coming out of turn number 4. Gabor once again beginning to slip this field, now approximately 8 car lengths in front of second place Clark, who now is in front of third place Reeder by about 3 to 4 car lengths. So Danny Gabor, a little less than 5 laps left to see if he transfers to tonight's main event. He'll cross for the 21st time. Clark hanging on to second from a hard charge put together by Perry Reeder in the 13. Treadway alone in fourth for the moment. In the back, Stacy Medina, Amy Sullivan duking it out. Right now, Amy in the 10 car way up high. Medina's going to get the pass in the 60. Having fun in the back of the field at the moment. Up front, 22nd lap in the books for Danny Gabor. 43 Clark still second. Reeder still pressuring in third. Less than 3 laps left, as right now 23 in the books for Danny Gabor. Clark and Reeder still battling. Sullivan a little loose coming out of 2, but gets it back together. Gabor nearly a straightaway ahead of the 43 of second place Clark, who is about 2 car lengths, sometimes 3 from third place Reeder. White flag already for Gabor. Now Clark, then Reeder cross. Treadway crosses in fourth. Randy Beasley in fifth. And then 67 Bird in sixth. Stacy Medina seventh at the moment, all unofficially of course. And checkered flag to your winner, Danny Gabor. Second place, 43 Brian Clark. Perry Reeder in the 13J third. Donna Treadway fourth. And Randy Beasley fifth unofficially for tonight's semi-main. For tonight's Charterway Auto Recycler Pure Stock main event, brought to you by I.B. Benedict, your winner in car 97, Danny Gabor. Aaron Young up front, Randy Miller 38, 94 Mays, 28 Jansen, and the 9B of Troll set to go for 10 laps. Into turn 3, out of turn 4, green flag flies. We're back to racing, or under racing in any case. And jumping out front, 28X, Aaron Young, Randy Miller running second, Mark Mays third. We have one change in position, that's Bob Troll up to fourth place. Lap 1 goes to the orange 28X of Aaron Young. Randy Miller hanging on to the second transfer spot at the moment. Has about 8.5 laps to sort that particular issue out. Lap 2, Aaron Young once again. Miller still second. Mark May's third, and no change in the fourth and fifth place. Third lap in the books for 28X, Aaron Young. Randy Miller running second. Mark May solidly in third, and then Bob Troll in the 9B battling a bit with the black number 28 of Vernon Jansen. 4 laps down now. Sizable lead for Aaron Young, over a half straightaway over second place Miller. Mark Mays with a problem in the 94 allows the 9B of Troll to close a bit, although for the moment anyway, Mark Mays hanging on to third spot. Miller crosses in second. Once again well out in front, Aaron Young. Halfway through this 10-lap race, we have a pass, and it's the number 9 of Troll going into third place, putting Mark Mays back to fourth. Mays in the 94 car. Miller still hanging on to second by quite a margin, about 8 to 10 car lengths. Up front, all but checked out. Aaron Young in the 28X wants to keep racing this evening. Miller, if he can hang on, will also be able to keep racing if he can hang on to a second place. With less than 3 laps left, we're going to have a spin, and that will be the 9B of Bob Troll with now less than 2 laps left. And it looks like the yellow checker may be in order here as well. We have some more problems, and that's what's going to happen. Yellow checker for your winner, 28, Aaron Young. Hanging on to second, Randy Miller in the 38. Looks like Mark Mays will finish third, and then the 28, well, black 28 of Vernon Jensen finishing fourth. Your winner in car 28X going out the third turn exit is Aaron Young from Stockton. He and Randy Miller will transfer to tonight's Grand American Modified main event. Up next, it's the Street Stock main event coming up in just a few moments. A good time to visit Royson's. Card of the Wild Thing. Jerry Crawford is going to elect to start in the rear tonight. Car 0 from Stockton, Jerry Crawford. Jerry currently fourth in points, his first time out for the 82 car this season. The Cherokee muffler and radiator car of number 82, Ted Hayflick. Next on grid in the number 12 car out of Clements, sponsored by Burt Tree Service. In car number 12 from Clements, Johnny Burt. Next on the grid, out of Oakland, in car number 99, sponsored by NFL for Kids, Chris Lane. Up next in car number 57, out of Lodi, currently 11th in street stock points, Mike Garcia. And it's the auto shop teacher out of Modesto in the Burkett's number 56 machine for 5th in points, Greg Albiani. He always brings that crew with him. Currently 2nd in points, your quick time qualifier this evening in car number 15 out of Lodi, Scott Chappell. Your 1998 defending street stock track champion, current leader in points in car number 8, your Trophy Dash winner this evening, Kerry Treadway. Serving notice that he can drive more than just pure stocks, he's now up with the street stock division in the California Hotwood number 100 machine out of Lathrop, Angelo Carollo. And with Elmo as his passenger, as he always is, currently 3rd in points out of Lodi in car number 7, Jeremy Hammonds. Starting up front in car number 38 out of Manteca, currently 8th in points, Joe Hilton. Hilton, that is, your lineup for tonight's Street Stock main event, set to go for 30 laps. And starting outside, the 7 of Hammonds, 100 Carollo, 8 Treadway, 15 Chappell, 56 Albiani, 57 Garcia, 99 Lane, Hayflick, and the 0 of Crawford as the green flag flies. First in the turn number 1, Joe Hilton in the 38 pulls out to about a 2-car length lead down the backstretch. Angelo Carollo, however, gets by Jeremy Hammonds for the moment. As they come out of turn 4, it's going to be Hilton and Carollo, Hammonds and Treadway, Chappell running 5th. as a very tight field of street stocks in and out of turn number 1 and 2 with Carollo, Hilton, Treadway, and Hammonds all running side by side. Coming around for lap number 2. Your leader now, Angelo Carollo, but number 8, Treadway, looming largely behind as Chappell slides into 3rd, Hilton back into 4th, Hammonds into the 5th position. Carollo out of turn 4 is going to lead lap number 3. Followed closely by your defending champ, Treadway, and then Chappell currently 2nd in points, moving up on the rear of Treadway as we completed 3 laps, coming around for the 4th time. Hanging on to 4th, Hammonds in 5th. Gary Treadway looking for, perhaps a low group to get around Carollo, and little contact perhaps. Carollo driving a consistent line, but here comes Treadway, Chappell in tow. Lap number 5 will go to Carollo, but Treadway with track position, noses out of turn 2 as your leader. Carollo 2nd. Chappell with the run on Carollo, trying to take that from him. Chappell 3rd, but moving up alongside Carollo, start-finish line. A nose perhaps lead unofficially for Carollo, or 2nd in any case, but Chappell now finds a way around on lap number 6. Hilton still 4th, Hammond still 5th. Treadway, and he's in front. He's tough to catch. Very skilled driver and a defending track champion for good reason, with 9 main event wins for his career, 2 this season. Goes around Jerry Crawford, obviously just feeling out the 0 car. Treadway your leader, Chappell 2nd, Carollo 3rd. Chappell about 2 car lengths in front of Carollo, but Treadway about 6 car lengths in front of 2nd place Chappell. 9th lap about to be put in the books, and it's going to be Treadway 1st, Chappell 2nd, Carollo 3rd still, Hilton 4th, no changes. Hammonds and Hilton, good battle for 4th place. Hilton's got it, Hammond wants it, but as of now, no change. 10th lap for Treadway. Chappell in 2nd, not losing any track position to Treadway, but not gaining any either. Carollo can't say the same. He appears to be much farther behind the number 15 of Chappell. Good battle between Jeremy Hammonds in the 7 and the 38 car of Joe Hilton. Hilton's occupying 4th spot, and Hammonds is trying to get it. Jerry Crawford very slow in the back stretch as he's just feeling the car out. Your leader, Treadway now, across for the 12th time. Chappell still 2nd, Carollo 3rd. Hilton and Hammonds continuing to battle. Great job, great battle for 4th place. Treadway gets by the 99 of Chris Lane. Clear sailing ahead for at least 3/4 of a straightaway. 13th lap in the books. Very high line for number 99 Chris Lane. It's been lapped by Treadway and Chappell. Carollo not far behind. Carollo in 3rd. Out of turn 4. 14th lap now for Treadway. Chappell still 2nd. Carollo still 3rd. Joe Hilton. And, well, now we're going to move back a bit. Treadway trying to get around the number 12 of Johnny Burt. And Burt giving Treadway ample room, so Treadway will go by for the 15th time halfway through this main event. Down the backstretch, Treadway has Hayflick and Crawford, 2 slower cars this evening in front of him, as Hammonds in the 7 car is off track. And Hilton's going to win that little battle. 16 laps in the books now. Chappell still 2nd. Carollo 3rd, well behind Chappell. And Chappell is not gaining a bit. In fact, losing against Treadway, who crosses for the 17th lap. So, Kerry Treadway, lap 18th in the books. And oh, we have a spin. Johnny Burt, Carollo. The yellow comes out, and we'll get a lap count for you here as Johnny Burt with a spin right out of turn 4. And we'll get a lineup for you in just a moment. Had 4 different winners in the street stocks this season. Jerry Crawford, George Black not here tonight. Treadway's got 2 and Chappell 1. So a competitive field as always for the street stocks. Yellow light is out. 12 laps remain. Out of turn 4, looking for a green flag. We're back to racing. Treadway Chapel drag race into 1, but Treadway low track position emerges from turn 2. A half a car length to the good over Chapel, who had some contact with the wall. Sparks from the 15 car in the backstretch, allowing Carollo to move up on the long side. The 15 up Chapel, unable to make the passes yet. Chapel very loose on that last lap, as we've now completed 19 laps. Coming around for lap number 20, Kerry Treadway. Chapel still second, Carollo third, Hilton fourth. Albiani now to fifth, Hammond sixth, Garcia seventh, then Lane and Burt, Crawford following. Coming around for lap 21, Kerry Treadway looking for his third win of the season to extend his points lead in his championship defense for car number 8, Kerry Treadway. 22 in the books for Treadway. Chapel now 8 car lengths to 10 behind.